Hello, guys. Just before we get into this mock draft, I will be uploading one of these each day coming up to the draft.
We are
And
back, ladies and gentlemen.
yep,
Year two.
year two. And on the 23rd, we will once again be streaming at around 6:30 Central Standard Time. Probably a little later, maybe a little
And
before.
like our prediction videos this year, we added another member to our gang who is
Yup.
hiding in the darkness right now.
He may or may not have a mock draft.
He thinks he's Batman. He likes the darkness.
Anyways, onto the mock draft. All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to my mock draft. I have one pick exactly prepared for this. I think the Las Vegas Raiders will take Fernando Mendoza. I know, ballsy move. The Jets? Okay. The Jets need a lot of things. But honestly, I think they go offensive lineman again. I know it's a little early for offensive lineman, but I think, well, actually, I'm thinking of it. Trade? Titans are actually going to trade up 2 picks to jump the Cardinals. And the Titans are going to trade up to draft Carnell Tate because I feel like they really need another receiver here. And I feel like the Cardinals are the kind of team that might go wide receiver. And then I honestly think the Cardinals here take, after losing the wide receiver, I think they actually go David Bailey here. And then I think the Jets go offensive lineman and drag Francis right here. Then for the Giants, I'm not too crazy certain on what the Giants need, but I feel like defense would be a good way to go for them. And I actually, I like either Caleb Downs or Mansour, but I am going to go with Caleb Downs here. Yeah. Safety of Ohio State. And for the Browns here, they need everything. Let's be honest. They need a lot of things. I do think they still do draft from this point, but I think they actually go with I think we actually see our second offensive lineman go off the board pretty early. I think they go with Monroe, and then we have the Commanders. The Commanders, honestly, that their defense is pretty aging, and I think at this point, even though Arvell's stock has gone down a little bit, I do think it's not enough to fall past number 7, especially with the Commanders. I think they kind of need their defense is aging a bit. I feel like that would be a pretty good landing spot for him. And honestly, if Jeremiah manages to fall this low, I feel like the Saints with their aging running core, I feel like they might take a chance on him. I know they do have a running back. I don't remember his name from last year, but I think they go for it. I think they go for this splash move and try and get it. If they don't, I would actually have the Chiefs taking. Well, no, they actually traded for Kenneth Walker. They wouldn't do that. Forgot about that trade. And for the Chiefs here, man, their big problem was their offense, really. Patrick, he just didn't have enough help around him. I really don't think another offensive lineman gets drafted this early, though. I could see this being a trade, but I'm not gonna. Oh, oops. I'm not gonna go for a trade. I'm actually gonna go for. I think they go for Ruben. Go for Ruben. And then the Bengals still need defense. So they go Mekhi Lemon. No, they don't. I believe the Bengals and the Panthers make a trade here. They swap picks and there's going to be other compensation, but that doesn't allow you to add players or anything. And I think the Panthers are going to select a linebacker because one of the Panthers' biggest problems right now is the linebacker core has been struggling a little bit. And I feel like the Panthers really need to make a move to try and get a linebacker. a really good quality linebacker in this draft. And then for the Dolphins, the Dolphins, I feel like after trading Waddle, I don't know if they take one this early. I know they don't have any receivers, but I don't know if you can really justify going for a receiver this early. And so I actually do think they go with Jared McCoy. And then I think the Cowboys end up taking the next corner, Mansour, a back-to-back linebacker or cornerback picks. And then for the Rams, honestly, Puka's really good, but I have noticed they've struggled a little bit. I don't think they go with a one wide receiver this early in the draft, especially with Spencer Fano still on the board. I think. Oh, yeah, I think they do actually go with Spencer Fano for this pick. And then for the Ravens, they really, I feel like their offensive line could use some help, but I feel like their defense needs a bit of help. And I think they actually go with Peter Woods here. And then we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are an interesting team because I really feel like their defense kind of held them back. And their offense, Baker Mayfield was good, but the rest of his offense didn't really help a whole lot. And so I think they have to go defense here, I think. Honestly, who is there? I like to actually go for I think they might actually reach a little bit here and go for Keldrick Falk a little early, possibly. They might. I think they'll like listen for some offers, but I don't think they'll really get a good enough offer to take it, and I think they'll just end up taking Keldrick. And then I have the Jets. Who did I have them drafting earlier? Yes, they took O line first, and I think they just double down. I think if he's still available, I do think the Jets go wide receiver here just to get another wide receiver in the door. I know it's not exactly the smartest move with defense and the offensive line's position, but I think they do go with Mekhi Lemon here. And then the Lions, Caleb. I think they go with Caleb. They really do need some offensive linemen here. And then the Vikings. Ooh, the Vikings are an interesting choice here. So they have J.J. McCarthy. And the question is, can he reach that next level? I think they actually give him a chance. I think they might in later rounds draft a quarterback, but I think right here, obviously, it's a little too early to draft Ty Simpson. So I'm going to go with Dylan. They get a safety. I feel like they could use some defensive help. And then for the Bengals, now that I've gone all the way down here, I feel like they want a defensive player. I feel like Caden McDonald's perfect for them. And so I'm going to go with him. And then the Cowboys. I actually have the Cowboys once again going defense with. Hold on, I'm gonna make sure I don't screw this up. Who did the Cowboys pick? A corner. Yeah, they got a corner. Right. Yeah, a corner. I'll actually have them go with Akeem. It's better, maybe a bit early for him, but I don't exactly know exactly what I'm doing. And my God, honestly, Alex, this is gonna blow your mind. I think the Steelers pulled the trigger. They pull the trigger and they draft Ty Simpson in the first round with the 21st overall pick. That's my ballsy call. That's my ballsy call right here. Ty Simpson. It's kind of early, but I think their quarterback needy enough that they actually do go for it. Chargers, if you don't get an offensive lineman, I think it's a shame to Justin Herbert. I don't even know how to pronounce that name. I like Alex, but he's a good prospect, and I think he could really help him, depending on how he develops. And then Philly. Ooh. Honestly, I feel like Philly could go a couple different ways with this. I could see them justifying getting a new wide receiver or tight end just because some of their core is aging. And I feel like they could just use some youth in there. But honestly, at the end of the day, I do think they go offensive lineman with Caden Proctor. And then I have the Cleveland Browns going with Jordan Tyson here. I don't think I had on draft two. Yeah, they drafted the offensive lineman earlier. And then, honestly, I think the Bears might actually trade out of this first round. I think the Eagles trade up. And then they get Kenyon Sadiq, tight end from Oregon. I know. And I think the Bills actually go wide receiver here. I think they go ooh, it's really early, but I think they do go Omar. Omar here. And then Blake Miller. I feel like that's a no-brainer for the San Francisco 49ers right there. Honestly, I feel like I feel have to go with Max. I'm really not too sure at this point. I think Colton Hood, the Kansas City Chiefs are really good at developing corners. And honestly, I was kind of concerned I didn't go with the corner, but I feel like with how this is going, it makes sense for them to draft Colton Hood, a good new guy, corner to get develop. I think they do actually go Zion Young here. And then for the Patriots, the Patriots, I don't feel like they're too crazy about anything, but I do think they go with KC right here. And with the final pick of the first round, I think the Seahawks, I think they'll actually kind of get a surprising pick in here. I'm actually going to have them take Brandon Cheese. Brandon Cheese. All right, B. Full results. Here's my full results. That's gonna be it. That's my mock draft.